New Hampshire, and Gateway. Welcome one and welcome all to this doubleheader week that we're going into. It's really close to the playoffs here. This knocks out 2 races out of the 5 that we will have to deal with before we can get to that illustrious chase. I have Grant Racer in here with me tonight, who will be commentating alongside me, and then I have Nitro, who will be racing tonight. He's an in-race reporter for us. Nitro, what do you expect to happen in these 2 races? We have a pretty decent field for tonight. We saw this with the trucks as well the night before, which you also raced in. What do you expect from these cars as we go through New Hampshire and Gateway tonight?
Well, I know at New Hampshire these cars loosen up quite a bit on the long run, so expect some beating and banging. I'm just gonna start trying to stay clean and avoid some speeding penalties, because I know a lot of people have been struggling with that.
What would you say to other drivers that may struggle with these 2 tracks?
Just put laps in. I was pretty bad at Gateway until I put some laps in developmental, and I actually picked up like 4 or 5 tenths on my qualifying lap than I have ever ran. So I'm just getting invites for the heat race right now.
Cool. Heat race is almost underway as we look to come to a close on this 2022 Busch Series season. Now pulling up points here, looking at points, seeing who's up front and who needs some points tonight to get in. So it's going to be a tough race for the playoffs. We got at least 2 guys that won't appear that are weekly showers, and that might have some rough racing as we go on. But that is the name of the game. So Drake is in first with 626 points throughout the weeks that he has run. He's been stellar, an absolute dominance and showing from him as the season moves forward.
He's week in and week out. He's either getting a heat win or he's right there at the front of the pack usually, and then just race in or race out, constantly competing for wins, if not getting the win. He's a 6-time winner in the series already. The car's been to victory lane 7 times this season, with 2 different drivers in it. So, that number 11's been fast all season, and I don't see that it's slowing down anytime soon.
Absolutely. I mean, that whole charter system really has shown their might this year. The Fatal Motorsports scene has come alive as the season goes along. And an affiliate to that team, the team owner, Keith Allen Ayers, he is in second in points. He's got 584 points as the season moves forward. Maybe, just maybe, if he can have a outstanding stretch through the rest of this regular season, he might even come close to Drake's total, but that is yet to be seen. And it would be an absolute feat for him to do that. But a guy who most people sleep on a lot, and some of these guys are pretty slept on throughout the season, but he's getting his name recognized a little bit more, is Maggio Magic. He's got 556 points, could catch Keith in second if he does have a good rest of the season, and Keith does not. But that is also left to be seen. And a big gap from him to Jay Fergie. It's about a 30-point gap, down from 556 to 524.
Booth can join heat race if they want.
Okay. I'm gonna wait to join until the race. But keep us updated on your heat, Nitro, please.
Gotcha.
And below him, just gonna list off some names here, and where things start to get a little bit tough. So under Jay Fergie is Godzak, who we have not seen for a little bit, um, and he's got a really good shot at winning this championship if he can really kick things into gear, and get things going. He can really have a good last 5 races. Under him is
Yeah, and with
Goose.
Godzak, sorry not to interrupt you, but as well, we do have the Glen coming up, and I know Godzak's a really good road course racer,
Mhm.
so there's potential there for him to get a second win this season. Redeeming himself at Mid Ohio first,
Right.
and so yeah, as you said, there really is a good chance for him to kind of pick things up and get back into this fight for the
Absolutely.
points.
He is a great road course racer, and something that not a lot of people have in their bag of tricks. But he's got it all. So something that he can capitalize on 100%. But below him is Goose. We've seen Goose. We haven't seen Casey this year. Um, but that duo is left with one guy, and that's Goose. He's struggled at times this year, for sure. It's been a rough season, but he's pulled out a very good 6th place running as of the moment, and he could definitely, if he has a good rest of the season, he could for sure have possibly a top 4 finish in the regular season as we go to the
Uh,
playoffs.
oh yeah, definitely, and plus these past couple weeks he's actually turned it up, and
Yes, he
he's
has.
been up there battling these guys too. Especially Drake, he was there at Road America, battling for third, literally all race long with Game Nerd, who's somebody else we don't talk about too often.
Mm-mm.
But
I'm
Goose
late.
was right there battling with him and Maggio as well, and he's been putting on a heck of a performance lately.
Yeah, and a guy that's below him, the points start to drop off a little bit here, going from 513 to 487. But Matt Parkhurst is in the 7th position in points as of the moment, and I think if he has a really good rest of the year, he can really be able to keep that. He'll be able to keep that spot, and maybe even jump Goose if Goose has had his peak in the regular season. But Matt Parkhurst could solidify a very good spot, a very safe spot, by having a very good rest of the year. But points get tighter as we move down the board. If some of these people miss races, they could move from 6th and or 8th in points down to what could be close to the cut line, and something that they wouldn't want to see, something that they would have to work back towards. But down the board we have Game Nerd at 475, plays official at 466, Scorpius for Life at 459, Turf at 452, Nitro, who is in the booth with us tonight, at 444, Cease at 408, and that's a pretty steep drop off there. But close behind him is William Moore at 399, just under the 400 clip, and then Casey Joe at 392, who is very dangerous.
Indeed he
Right.
is.
But the thing with Will and Casey Joe is that's the cutoff right there. Currently, Will's the last one in, Casey Joe the first one out. So Casey Joe, he's gonna be trying to making up some points however he can here. Hopefully catch Will and get into the playoffs.
Believe Casey Joe is the cut line, because that would be 16 at that point. Um,
Is it
but
Casey Joe?
yeah, he's in the red box.
All right.
Annette is the first one out, as well as Chase, who both of those guys have shown a lot of speed. Chase has missed some races, and so has Annette, and that's why they're down there. A lot of the guys that are from Casey Joe up haven't missed more than like 3 races. And if they have, they've made up for it by really good finishes. And that's something that Nat and Chase will have to try and do. They'll have to really put the elbow grease out there. They'll have to really tighten those belts and get on the wheel as they move forward.
Right.
Indeed.
And joining us in the booth is Hazard. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me again. I'm excited to be back in the Bush booth where I belong. And it's
well,
and it's
we definitely
great.
heard you in the booth yesterday. You're here tonight. Same 2 tracks. Looking at from the booth perspective, how do you think these races are going to go tonight?
That'll depend, actually, because if you look at our field tonight, I assume you went through the field already?
No, not yet. We were going to do all that till we got torch race on.
Well, we'll go through the starting grid then. We have 18 cars tonight in the Xfinity grid. So kicking off, the first person that entered roll call was Game Nerd in the number 13 Toyota Supra. And we got We're Savage Bruh in the 61 Toyota Supra. Matt Parkhurst in the 8 Chevrolet Camaro. Then we got Plays in the number 2 US Tech Enterprise, aka Goose, in the 36 Camaro. We got Turf Tech in the number 9. Keith Allen Ayers, aka Kitty Ayers, in the 89 Blue Emu Chevrolet Camaro, 89. Then I don't know if Will Moore is competing tonight. We got William Moore, who may be racing in the 16. We got Nitro, Christian Schoberg in the booth with us in the number 68 Camaro. KJ Racing 2001 in the 99 Toyota Supra. Maggio Magic in the number 98 Ford Mustang. And the only Ford in the field. Scorpius for Life in the 44 for Fatal Motorsports. Jay Fergie in the 92 for Night Motorsports. Is that correct, Grant? Gotta be sure.
I believe you're correct.
I'm sorry, my headset cut out for a second. What?
For the 92 and other numbers are part of Night. The 92.
No.
Oh no.
That's critical.
It's Critical Role.
Critical Role. Thank you. Then we got ANAT 20 in the 21 car tonight. Casey Joe in the 08, 2-time winner of this series this season.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Chase 71 in the 07 car. C's in the 15, who actually won a stage. And rounding out the field is Drake in the 11s, the 6-time winner, I believe, right?
Yes.
So, boys, I believe it's Gateway first, right?
It'll be New Hampshire first, just like last night.
Last night it was Gateway.
Well, no, it was supposed to be Gateway, but then we ended up doing New Hampshire first.
All right, so New Hampshire first. So this will be interesting for these guys, because in the truck race, me and Grant noticed that the trucks are getting we're going a lot looser on entries. So I wonder if these Xfinity cars are going to be a bit more tighter and be able to carry more speed through the corners.
They're pretty loose, let me tell you.
Well, these Xfinity cars compared to the trucks definitely are a lot looser, actually. So you're going to be running a little bit of a tighter setup here, and Gateway as well.
And boys, tomorrow is going to be the release of the new DLC pack for NASCAR Heat 5.
Wait, that's confirmed?
It was delayed to the 27th. That's what the everybody was saying. So
I never saw anything about that.
that was what Gary Owen, the official team member of Traxian, said. Which means it'll be confirmed tomorrow.
All right. That's, I mean,
Interesting.
if that is the case, that is awesome. We'll be able to get a lot of new. I mean, we'll be getting a whole new car. We'll be getting a whole new.
We probably
Uh,
should.
We'll be getting a whole new
Excuse me.
mess of drivers, schemes, and it'll be really exciting to be able to drive that. Hopefully, we'll be able to put lobbies up online with it, so we're not just running by ourselves. With that new next-gen car, something that a lot of us have been looking forward to, possibly the whole eNASCAR.
The whole league.
Yeah, the whole league and league racing on this game as a whole, in its entirety. But what we have to remember is that we have decent expectations, maybe even lower, from what we've seen so far, and they're going out of their way to do this because they know that the new game was not good. It was not a good iteration of it, and it's been a year since it's been out.
It has been over a year.
And it's crazy to think about that game is already a year old, and they didn't really make a lot of money off of it.
No, they didn't.
From what I understand, and what they're doing is they're putting this in here because they know that we play this game. We know that, or they know that League Racing has survived on this game due to the online racing like system that's been that we've grown
And it's
accustomed
actually been
to.
decent.
Yeah, and it's still been decent. The lobbies have still been good, from what I understand, and
And NASCAR
racing
Rivals
hasn't
pretty much.
changed. The racing hasn't
And
changed.
NASCAR Rivals pretty much takes the game engine from this game and pretty much it's the same thing here.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's if you go look at NASCAR Rivals, which I do recommend that whoever may be watching this, that you should go take a look at that, because if you're going to play this game, you will get a good sense of what.
But here's the good thing, though. NASCAR 21 at least has one good thing, and it's the booth system. At least that's the one good thing about the game itself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be okay, from what I understand, and that it should be a pretty decent update from what we need. It's something that I've been looking forward to, something that I hope a lot of people will look forward to.
Yeah, but sadly that'll mean that we lose Chicagoland as a track in total.
It might, and we'll lose a lot of other tracks too, if the whole switch is permanent. If it's not permanent, then we won't lose those tracks if we can switch back and forth and things. And I hope that's what the case is. But we'll have to wait and see, to see what happens and see what we can do. But Nitro, are you guys almost done with the heats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Trek 1 so far. Maggio second. Mr. NASCAR third. Drake fourth. Turf fifth. ANAT sixth. Seventh me. Ninth KJ and eighth KJ and ninth Scorp. I tried to stretch it all the way to the end.
Didn't work.
I didn't make it. Trek blew a tire at the line also.
Yeah, so Gateway is a very notorious track in this game.
Oh, it is.
Not in previous tracks, but not in previous games. Excuse me, but the tire wear, especially on the right rear, is something to watch out for in this race. People might try and stretch it too long, just like Nitro was just telling us there, and Truck Blue Tire. It is New Hampshire, if I am correct, first.
Yes.
And New Hampshire is
50 laps.
Not a terrible track from what I understand on tires, from what I experienced last night. It was pretty good to us in the trucks. Obviously, those are trucks and these are cars. And it works different with contact and how that may rub on your tire. But it's going to be something that I'm going to keep my eye on. And I'm going to try and monitor throughout the race, as we call it. But we're waiting on some invites here.
Yes, and now me and Grant usually do this section where we ask about drivers to watch. And Dash, since you're filling in for Jade, we'll have you go first.
I think some things to watch tonight. I think some drivers to watch tonight. Drake obviously is a driver to watch, but a guy who I really want to be able to watch tonight and see what he does is Keith Allen Ayers, because we talked about him earlier about having possibly a good run at the end of the season, and it could propel him to either being really close on playoff points to Drake and or taking over that lead and taking the regular season championship if Drake is not going to have a good last 5 races here, and it could really set the tone tonight. If he can impress and show out, then it'll be something to look out for the rest of the season, rest of the regular season, and into the playoffs. But I think some things to watch out for, some objects to watch out for tonight are tire wear and stretching fuel strategy. Something we watch every week, but it's going to play
and
a factor.
Tire wear.
Yes, it is going to play. Those two things are going to play a factor more than they ever have in the entire season at these two tracks. Especially at Gateway, tire wear at Gateway, and then fuel strategy here at New Hampshire. It's going to be interesting because of how it's going to play out. People are going to take different strategies. The lead's going to change. We're going to have to be on it. We're going to be looking for who's the leader here now. But it's going to have to be something that we have to keep our eye on, have the eagle eye on for tonight.
Alright, Grant, you're up next, bud. Who you got next?
Delay me, because there may be an update coming up here soon.
Yes.
So go
and
ahead and do your picks, and I will let you know.
Alright, for me, I'm gonna go with Maggio tonight. He was so close. He was so close in, sorry. I'm gonna go with Maggio because his speed in the truck race showed that he can bring potential to his Xfinity car. And he has shown all season long that he is really fast and can be a tough contender.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown in the races that he's done really well and that he can be a top contender. He can beat Drake. We saw that at Bristol back a couple weeks ago. He was a really tough contender for Drake and has been the rest of the season. He's gotten that confidence up, something that not a lot of guys have had throughout the whole season, and something that he's able to take advantage of.
Dash, look at Messenger real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
definitely Maggio and Dash are, again, week in, week out, they're usually the top two competing for wins. So, those are definitely my two to watch. But if you want to look towards dark horses too, um, Goose can be one of those that can pull off strategy. I look to him as, one of the dark horses. Matt, he's been fast lately. Hasn't really had the season that he's wanted. Been, up there in the top five. Still waiting to pull out that win. Definitely going to be watching him tonight. I know New Hampshire is one of the tracks that he likes to run. But I'm also looking at another dark horse, which is Game Nerd. Top 3 at Road America last week. Well, would have been top 3. Ended up finishing 4th. You could probably save something here for these guys. Was talking to him before the race, and he's a little confident going into it. So, those are my dark horses to be watching here too.
Mm-hmm. All right. And that concludes our drivers to watch section. As we are now getting ready for invites for the main race. Plus, since we're talking about Gateway, this race has produced a lot of history in the Xfinity series, such as Carl Edwards' infamous spin on Brad Keselowski in 2009. And that destroyed Brad's race car bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Spin in 2009.
yeah, I mean, he really just did take him out in the it was a nationwide series at that point. Yeah,
Are you talking about the one where Brad ended up upside down and like the roof of the car went between the wall and the ground?
no, that would have been Atlanta when he turned
Okay,
him
yeah,
at
that's what I was
Atlanta.
thinking.
But
Okay.
he also turned him at Gateway it would be the Xfinity series now, but it was the nationwide series at that point. And Brad's father was not having it. It was like after that whole incident.
All right. So, and New Hampshire hasn't had much Xfinity history in terms, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, New Hampshire's been more of a neutral track. You can point back to possibly the rain that happened last year, I believe. That wasn't called and ruined a couple of the JGR cars' race, and that was kind of a talking point for a while. Bad call by NASCAR, but there's really nothing. I mean, weird winners possibly. Clint Boyer in the 07 Jack Daniels car, back in the COT era, he won there, and he won there again in the 33 Cheerios car with RCR again. I mean, it's two RCR cars, but different numbers. Yeah, weird winners. Eric Almirola was, I believe, that last year race. I believe he won. Yeah, just weird winners. It's a track that rewards a special type of driving style for sure.
indeed, as everybody is getting set here, heading into the main chat, all of our drivers. And we are getting set for a wild race.
Nitro,
Here at
are
New
you
Hampshire.
guys about to start quali?
No, I have not even got invites yet.
Okay.
I'll let you know when quali starts.
And Jade is off tonight because he's sick.
Yep, not feeling well, and it's a great opportunity for us to get it up in the booth. Not that Jade takes that away from us at all. He's great, and he does a really good job with the league and making sure people are doing what they need to be doing to keep it moving, and he's doing his part as well. But a boss needs a day off when he needs a day off, and today is that day. I hope he gets better, and he'll be back tomorrow night for F1, I believe. F1's tomorrow, correct?
Yes, and we are going to Barcelona.
Barcelona. Taking Spanish right now, so that's cool. But yeah, it's should be a good race tomorrow night. And F1 is always something that people should watch. It's a very good racing from a league standpoint and in real life too. Little to no contact, so it's very clean. Something that people might want to take part in as we move forward. But yeah, he'll be back tomorrow night racing and get a good night's rest in for that. Somebody that had a birthday yesterday, Keith Allen Ayers, who I'm pulling for, and who I think is going to be able to get some good finishes tonight. He had a birthday yesterday. I know we said it on the broadcast, possibly.
Yeah, Jardy wishing him a happy 72nd.
72nd birthday. But
let's not talk about that.
But
let's focus on the main thing at hand.
But yeah,
he's in the booth. We could talk about Keith.
But yeah, happy is it 32nd birthday?
Yes, for real.
Yes.
This
32nd birthday to him. It's another year, but it's also another year where he's had some really great successes in the league. He has performed very well in Cup since having his last birthday. Has shown out, got many wins, and is second in points right now. Is something that he can really build off of, a good point in his life personally, and something that he could look to fuel the fire, so to speak, as we move forward through the rest of this regular season and into the chase.
Indeed, it'll help for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the one other thing that we may need to look at is whoever's like we need to have somebody take a lap around New Hampshire, like on stream, because Jade usually does that. So
for sure, I can do that.
Whoever's
Well, quali's about to start. If you want to join quali instead.
I will do that really quick.
Yeah, you'll watch on Dash's screen the camera feed live from his Xfinity car before the Xfinity cars the Busch cars get going.
So Dash, actually, while we're sitting here talking about this, from a competitor last night to up in the booth tonight, what are your thoughts about all this?
So, from being a competitor last night, and if you would like to chime in on this too, because you were racing last night as well, the field size last night was more than we've had in the past couple weeks, and that's because of the new entry series that we started. We didn't want too many guys moving around still. We wanted it to get going before we were able to have normalcy back again, right? And from being a competitor last night at New Hampshire, I led just about every lap. I led probably about 90% of the laps last night at this track. I love this track, but I used up my stuff. You cannot use your stuff up here. As I go into turn 3, you want to take this bottom line, let the car rise up, and get back, diamond the corner. It's a flat track. You're not going to have banking. You're not going to have a ton of banking. It is banking. You're not going to have a ton of banking. You can still create runs. It's not negative. Don't think of it as negative. But if you get down on this bottom lane here, it is banked. It's slightly moved to the left, and it's not something that the cars will be used to. You get loose, you're gonna have some resistance there, but if you can stay on that bottom line, and maybe even if you want to, you can cut the corner short and get off like I just did at turn 4 here. But Grant, what do you take away from last night here at New Hampshire?
Really, what I noticed is, especially a lot of drivers who are entering in that second to third lane in the corner, and then, cutting the corner down and even exiting off of the apron. Just trying to create some kind of a run to go somewhere. Even myself, I was doing it a lot. But the main thing is you got to be careful with overdriving. It was me personally. I overdrove entry a few times, ended up tapping the wall, and putting a little bit of damage on the truck. Not a whole lot though. But
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the main thing to watch out for here. Is just be careful if you're going to enter on the high side, not to overdrive it, really mess up, because that could really wipe out your whole race.
Yeah,
This one's race.
Booth can join for quali.
Okay.
If you-
Let us know when you guys get done with qualifying and are going into the race, and I'll load in. I'm just going to keep logging some laps here for the viewers.
Oh yeah, we do need somebody to go in there check who's pole for us.
Yep, I'll do that.
We can just, I was just saying, we can just get Nitro to tell us when they're done.
yeah, I'll tell you.
Or
the
turf.
starting spots.
Either one.
Just
Oh,
let
yeah.
us know
Or
when-
turf can.
Just let us know when
I'm
you
just,
are.
I'm just here to hear people talk because I can't race with quietness.
Gotcha.
You can talk too,
Good
Turf.
man.
You can
good
talk
man.
too.
You can, yeah, you can be an in-race reporter too. You got 2 of them. That'd be great. But the thing that
Two
I
never
noticed,
hurts.
yeah, 2 never hurts. More the merrier. The thing that I noticed from last night is that late in the run, when the truck, in my case, or the car in these drivers' case, when you get late in the run, you don't want to go in that bottom lane. I got into a rhythm and I couldn't get out of it. Right? I just could not get out of it, and it ruined my race because I didn't know how to enter the corner. Jardy was getting big runs off, and he overtook me because, number one, of a lap car, and because I screwed myself out of possibly a win because I was running on a line that wasn't going to be fast for me late in the run. I had a short run truck, and hopefully these guys will learn the lesson from what they saw last night and heard about last night, and take my advice and just run the bottom, just run not the very bottom lane, run that second lane, let it drift up, get a good run off. You can enter in that third lane and diamond the corner. It's easy. This track is not that difficult. It's something that once you get the hang of, you can never let it go. So don't be fearful of overdriving it. Just stick to what other people do. If they let off early and you want to feel comfortable letting off early, go right ahead. It's not gonna hurt you. The only thing you can really hurt yourself with is overdriving, getting over that third lane and getting past from the bottom, because some people can run the bottom here early in the run, and if you want to too, you can. It's fast early in the run, but you gotta make sure that you set yourself up for success later down the line. We come here, I'm just gonna do my final lap. We run a 27.9. Tires are getting a little bit old, but yeah. Good job. Grant?
Yeah.
How many cautions do you think we're gonna have tonight?
For both races?
For New Hampshire to start off, we'll hold the phone
For New
Gateway.
Hampshire, even for us last night, it really wasn't that big of a race. I would say no more than at least maybe 2, if there is any.
I'm gonna be optimistic here. I'm gonna say at least 1, 0, no cautions to at least one caution.
Gotcha. Yeah, we saw last night. You know, the trucks we did not have a caution throughout the whole race here at
No, not for New Hampshire at least.
New Hampshire, and it was really eye-opening. It was nice because we didn't have any stages, and we got spread out, and it was really good racing. Really, really good racing. Old school at this point because stage racing is a thing, and it was nice. The 25% race for 2 races felt natural as we were just logging laps. It was more of like a practice session at that point, and it felt relaxed.
Quali is over. I'll give you results soon.
All right.
10-4.
Just let us know when you guys are going in, and
Yeah, I will.
We'll get the
I got
results
you.
at that point. Thanks, Nitro.
No problem.
And remember, if any of the other drivers start streaming, they could get in trouble for it.
Yeah,
That's
we saw.
one of the things we have to be mindful of, because we saw with Interghost a couple weeks ago that he streamed and he was lagging really bad for everybody,
Yeah,
making him a dangerous threat.
yeah, your compatibility can really mess up some of these lobbies. You know, if you know that you have good internet and you know that you can stream and you can get a different POV, and you clear it with Jade, and Jade knows that you're okay, then it's probably going to be fine, right? It's probably going to be okay. But if you have a history of lagging, you have a history of having bad internet quality, then it's probably not in your best interest to go clear it with Jade. It's probably not in your best interest to stream without him knowing, right? And we saw what came of it. You know, people were upset, and the rule came into effect.
We have
It's in the
Drake
rule.
on the pole. Sorry.
You're good.
Maggio second.
Okay.
Fergie third.
Okay.
KJ fourth. And Keith in fifth.
There we go. There's your top 5.
Why do you
KJ
stop
won
at
last night.
5?
Cage.
Turp Tech is 6. Turp Tech is 6.
Turk Tiffy is 6. Yes. Yes.
See, I
Good
just
job,
don't want to
Turf.
scroll through everybody.
That's
Sorry,
my
Turf.
driver right there.
But
So
KJ
who got
has some
pole?
experience.
Drake did.
Drake's.
Yeah, so KJ has some experience.
And he did get a win last night,
He
a lucky win.
did get a win last night, and I believe he raced New Hampshire as well, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
Yes, he was at both.
So he's got some good insight going into this race, and he has not raced since Martinsville, if I'm correct, unless he was
I
there
believe
last
you're
week.
correct as well.
Unless he was there
No, I
last
think
week.
he was in. I think he was at Road America last week too.
Okay, so it's still been a while. And although we raced trucks last night, he's still got some work to do. You know, he's getting back into the rhythm of it. He's not gonna make the playoffs, and that's okay. That's
Booth
okay.
can
He can
join.
go at it
Booth
next.
can join for a
He can
race.
go at it next season,
10-4, thanks,
right?
Nitro.
He can go at it next season and try his best to make the playoffs. He can try his best to get that illustrious couple of victories to his name and have a good season, you know. But this year's not it, and he's just going out and competing for wins. That's what he's doing. He's also going to have to respect those people that are in the playoffs.
All right, y'all.
But
Yep, definitely.
but he's got some really good background to go off of.
All right, y'all. We're heading into the race, and I get to say the famous, one of those other famous words, and
I start saying it's time for us to do Larry and DW.
There you go.
let's do it right, Grant. Let's pull those belts tight
Go.
one more time.
Okay, you're just gonna do it.
Boogity, boogity,
All right,
boogity.
go for it.
Let's go racing, boys.
As we head off into
It's the
turn
only time I'm
one,
gonna do it by myself.
Drake
Oh, you're good.
leads us off into turn one with Maggio
Yep.
on his outside. Maggio's going to
Interesting
pull
Mountain Dew
out.
paint scheme.
Yes, interesting Mountain Dew paint scheme. but KJ gonna pull into second with Maggio in first at the moment. Some contact.
I think something's
See
off
that
with
high
Drake's
side worked really
car.
well off the start, but here comes KJ back down on the bottom. He'll lead lap one.
Yep.
Just to inform you guys, we have 25 laps of fuel and 50 laps today. So you're gonna have to save tires and fuel
So
if you want to
one
make it.
pit stop, 10-4.
Yeah.
One pit stop, cutting it in half. Could possibly see some pit strategy, people pitting maybe just a little bit later, get that extra lap of fuel and tires. KJ,
Now see,
not
for me, my strategy going into yesterday, was the same, situation for us, one pit stop. I tried to pit maybe a lap or two earlier, thinking I could save on the back half on the run, and it just ended up not working out.
absolutely. Maggio going super high, getting a bad entry, overdrove it. That's what you can't do here.
And I see Nitro running a throwback. It looks very reminiscent of Justin Allgaier's throwback in game.
Nice.
Let's see, where is Nitro?
But
I'm currently
KJ
saving tires. Looks like everybody back
Oh,
here
yeah,
is
yeah,
saving
yeah.
it.
He's out the...
Let's get back to Nitro here.
Jay Fergie in fourth.
It's a very good scheme.
Comes
I like
Keith
that.
Allen Ayers in the inside.
I have some rear damage from some contact with Game Nerd.
Oh, Parky.
Yeah, that's easy to do. Get a little bit, overdrove or early braking for the corner. Just gets contact there.
KJ's pulled it too
Yeah,
nicely,
let's-
but he just skimmed the wall off of 4. It's going to ruin
I'm
his
expecting some of
momentum
these boys to,
going
blow
into
some
turns 1
tires.
and 2.
Still good little distance over Drake there.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got some good distance, but that 11, we know he can close up. We know he can close that gap with what seems to be custom setup like ability out of a slider. He can get the most out of his car. But it looks like KJ has him in his palm, has him in his grasp right now.
I think KJ
And
has a
looking
long run
behind
car.
him.
He's got some very
It's still pretty
good-
well of a short run right now, so
Yeah.
not sure on that yet. But looking behind him, Jay Fergie up to fourth now. Battle for fifth between Kitty Ayers and Turf Tech 92.
We've got some movers and shakers coming up through the field, possibly going back down through the field as well.
He's going
they've had a
after
bad
Jay
start.
Fergie now.
Making a move. He needs every single point he can get right now if he really wants to close up on
Turf's
Drake.
wanting to make it 3 wide here.
Wisely kind of holding back
Oh.
here, seeing what plays out. 92
And he almost
and the 98 up the track, 89 and the 9 down at the bottom.
All that's doing is helping Drake get away from those guys. It's helping him focus.
Oh,
And
the
the
99's in the
99's in the
wall.
wall. He overdrove it. Big overdrive by the 99. He's still got an
Exactly
okay
what I was
gap.
talking there, and here comes the 08 at Casey Joe down below the number 9.
It's exactly what you were talking about, Grant, and it's exactly what you just cannot do here. It ruins your momentum, it ruins the corner for you, and it can possibly lose you a lead, unlike we saw there. And he might have a good shot at pulling out.
and Casey Joe went high up
some
on
more
the track
tense-
there, Dash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, turf. Oh!
Seeing some
Slight contact, but Casey Joe keeps it out the wall.
seeing some
And
good battling
look
back
at this.
there.
Parky is going 3 wide.
Ooh, that was a bold move by Parky in the Heat. Try to get under net.
Parky down there. Oh, and he almost clips pit road, going down on that white apron on the pavement there.
Yeah,
But seeing some good
Matt
battling,
taking responsibility for that there.
seeing some good battling back here. Seems as things have kind of quieted down. We'll have to monitor as we move forward.
Keith
But
way up the track, almost touching the wall.
yeah, but he's gonna
Turf's
get
trying
a
to make a move
big
on it.
run. He's gonna get a big run going down this front stretch. Maybe that could help him, even though he did overdrive it. It could help him get that spot, as they are still side by side.
And KJ, remember, he has some recognition now, getting his first win last night under the Fatal affiliate name.
Yeah, he got his first win last night, and now he's pulling away from the points leader. You wonder where he's been all season.
I think
He's probably
this is actually his second win of the season.
where else did he win at?
I believe the first one was the Clash. at the
Oh,
beginning
true.
of the
That's
season.
right. He won for MMG. He won for
Yes.
Kevin. That's
Oh, Casey Joe into the wall.
So he's got a win for Toyota. Now he's got his win for Chevy last night.
Just needs one for Ford. But
that
still
but
pulling
that win
away.
though does not. But however, that Clash win does not count toward the Hall of Fame.
That is true, and he's got a long way to go before he gets there. But yeah, I mean he's shown that he's got speed. Last night, I mean he showed that he can get it done on a intermediate track and or short track, whichever you want to call it. I mean, he's shown that he can get it done. And right now, pulling away from the points leader, pulling away from the guy who has 6 wins in this series, showing that he can get it done right now.
Here
And
comes Keith.
He's got
whether or
a
not
really good
he's
showing right now.
running off
Keith's making a move.
fumes right now, with how last night went, whether or not he's burning up his equipment as of right now, I don't think
Oh, I
Drake's,
seen some.
I don't think
Oh,
Drake's
and
gonna
William
catch him
Moore's in the wall.
unless he gets into a big scuffle with the wall.
Right.
Right as you said that, the 16 did hit the wall. That was William Moore.
And I'll tell you
Oh,
right
another
now,
car slams it.
the right rears are wearing really bad at this track.
But
Mine's
Turf,
already
but yet the 80,
45.
everybody here is doing good.
Yeah,
but
we-
will they
yeah,
make
we're
it to
seeing
25?
We're seeing some pretty clean racing, so far, in the early stages of this race.
Oh, someone's coming in early. That's Jay Fergie. I think he's going to
Fergie.
try the undercut.
Interesting. So he's gonna have to two-stop it for sure. Maybe he's seeing a trend that what he's doing is gonna have to, or that what other people might think they were gonna have to do is gonna change. And so he's gonna be able to
As
come
Chase
in.
is slow on the track, guys.
So he's gonna be able to come in. Nitro, what are your tires at the moment?
My right rear's at 39.
Oh,
my right
ain't
front's
that
at
20 into the
61.
wall.
Right
Okay,
rear's
so I mean,
wearing bad.
and you said you were saving tires too,
Yeah,
correct?
I've been saving too.
So
Well, sometimes when you save, you can actually end up wearing them more.
true if you don't do it correctly. I've definitely run into that situation
And-
before.
And guys, we have a
also
development up
depends-
front. Keith
also-
Allen Ayers is in third.
There you go. He's making his way up there in what seems to be possibly some worn out
I think
cars
Turf
behind
did
him.
tap the wall a little bit.
Yeah, these tires are definitely wearing out. Right
And
front
these
and
cars
right
are
rear.
clearly starting to show.
Yes, they are. These guys are having a tough time at being able to hang
It's
on to
going
them.
down pit road this time.
So we see some
Do we got any takers yet? Other
more
than
cars. There is one
Oh.
who has just come in. I believe that might be Casey Joe in the 08. Maybe
No, that's
even
Parkhurst.
Matt Parkhurst in just the 8.
in the
but-
number 8 on deck Camaro.
Yep. Did anybody else come in behind him?
not that
one
I saw.
car.
Negative.
I think.
Okay, so
No,
it's-
no,
I
no,
think
it's
Parky's also trying the undercut.
So he's
As-
gonna have to stop it as
The
well.
92 smacked the wall, and Chase is wrecked. Whoa, Chase and Scorpius got together. I don't know if you guys see the damage
damage.
on the before car, but
I believe Chase is lagging.
He might be lagging. Scorpius also might be lagging. We've seen some issues with him.
I search say, yeah,
Before?
it could be Scorp too.
Well, on my
and
screen
that's
I
just
saw
an-
Chase lag.
Okay. So it could be both. Maybe just Chase. But
and Keith's
Definitely-
catching Drake.
definitely something to keep our eye on. I'm gonna watch Keith here. I like what he's got going right now. He might have been saving tires. He's a veteran guy, somebody that knows not to just go fast and turn left. You can also be really technical with it and save tires in an orderly fashion, and be able to run it long term more than other guys can.
You know, something I've noticed too is Keith is running the bottom a little bit more than what these other guys are.
Yeah, he's running.
KJ runs really high.
Yeah, he's running that bottom line. Something that I said wouldn't really work, but he's making it work. He's rolling it very nicely, which tells me his car is probably pretty loose. But it's
Jason
also
Pit Road.
something that he likes.
There goes the 07. He's on pit road.
7 and the 99. Our leader's coming in. So KJ is in. The 11 and the 89 do stay out. We have some more takers on pit row.
The 98 and 08 are still out as well. The 9's
Yeah.
fallen a little bit off of this group.
Looks like, so the 89 of Keith Ayers looks like he's trying
KJ's in.
maybe to save some tire and fuel. The 11 definitely letting off early, not showing the same
Guys,
speed.
KJ is in the pits.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
Keith's
Oh,
gone.
and Keith Ayers has just lagged out
Oh wow,
on him
he's
as
gonna
it
be upset.
happened. That is not good. The 16 is coming in, as well as
Big
the 15
implications
and
there.
the 13. Yeah, we're high hopes
Sorry.
for him going into this first
That's not
race.
you, never mind.
Something that he was really looking forward to, and now he's not going to have a chance to go for it.
I don't know what happened to Keith, but
Something's wrong with the 9. He's spinning through the infield.
But the
and the 15
11
gets turned around on pit road
the 11
by William Moore.
and the 08 maybe. If I can see that.
Yep.
correctly.
That is correct.
08. And
Oh, wait.
the 9 is also coming in.
I think he's still in the race.
He's still in
Yeah,
the race.
no, yeah, Keith's still in the race.
Oh,
I
is
guess it
he?
was lag.
No, weird.
pit road.
Weird. Very weird. That's very odd because I was right on him.
And he just
And
poof
he just
disappeared.
disappeared. I don't know if you were on him too.
Maggio's in.
I
I
was
was.
actually sitting on a
And the 36 is coming in
Drake.
too.
He did lag going into pit road.
That
I
is
was right behind him.
that is weird.
Okay.
Did Keith speed though?
Actually,
It
I
did
think
look like it.
I think he is. I think he's done. I think he is out because he hasn't moved. I think he is out of the race. He hasn't moved in a while, and that would be.
Yeah, I think Keith's done.
I think
His
he
engine
is.
He said
expired
he
on
was
him.
coming out of pit road. That's weird.
I think I still hear the motor though.
I think
Yeah,
Matt
he's
sped.
just- he's
Turf
just
might have sped.
sitting there. The 98 is out. That's Maggio. The 36 is out. That is US Trek Enterprise, and the 21.
All right, we're gonna. Grant, could you go? Could you ask?
Who's leading? I believe
Keith's
it's
is out.
probably KJ.
So Turf for Nitro, can we get an update on the leader?
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm in pit road right now.
99.
So KJ is still
there you
leading
go.
by a large margin. He is way out there.
Grant, could you
This-
ask Keith to be still racing?
I think he is done. But if
There's nobody in pit road right now in the race.
I guess apparently Keith's still out there.
Okay.
interesting. So that is wild. Never snapped before.
First time in this season this has happened.
First time I've seen it ever. But
But we do need confirmation though.
yeah, to see if
He's
that's
still racing. He's still racing. He's still racing.
Can you guys check to see if Chase is lagging on the stream? Because he's lagging in front of me.
He was earlier.
it was earlier. He might be. Just,
I don't know if he
might
is
be
now.
lagging just a bit. Might be just very harmless, but
Keith is in fourth position.
Yeah, Chase is wiggling too much.
yeah, that is weird. So the 99, way out in front. And if this race can go green the rest of the way, it's going to be his race to lose. He has shown that he can beat everybody. He has the class to field tonight. And
Yeah,
something
Chase
that
is
we
lagging, guys.
could expect for the next race going into Gateway. And he is also in the wall as I speak. I jinxed him.
The commentator's curse strikes
Commentator's curse.
And just an update on the 89. He is still on track, currently sitting 4th. So it appears just to be a lag issue with us on this side.
Okay, I'm gonna disconnect and go back into it. I have invites. I'm gonna
why don't
so
you
I
two
can
do that? I'll kind of keep an eye on everything.
so I can just
Let me
keep
get back to the leader here.
so I can just get a visual for the people at home, because that would be unfair.
So yeah, KJ still with. Just gotta sit here, log your laps, run clean times.
We'll get this.
You know, no
going for
pressure
you.
with you whatsoever. If you are Maggio, Drake, you know, those guys who are sitting there trying to battle with them, you know, run as hard as you can, but try to save your car for the end at the same time, because you never know if a caution is going to come out or not.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna have to save just about every bit of your car if you want to have a good shot to win at the end of it. But as we get back loaded in here,
Watching the 11 here, the 08, not close enough to make a move. Trying to close
Eight's
in
going
on him
down the
here.
pit road this time.
all right. So we have Keith back. Keith is back. Keith Alleners is
Now
visual.
that you're here, I'm
He
going
is
to
racing.
disconnect and reconnect myself.
Yeah, Chase is lagging. Good to see Keith back out on track.
But KJ still out front. Don't need to watch that. He's got it at this point in the race.
92 pitting this time.
92 is pitting this
Here
time.
comes the 8.
Okay, so those guys that pitted
The
before.
07's lagging way too much. He has to go.
Agreed. He's right in front of me.
I mean, is it directly affecting anyone at the moment?
Yes, it is affecting turf.
I don't know
Turf
where
is-
it's on the track. He keeps jumping back and forth.
Okay.
I'll just issue early warning.
That's,
Just wait till he comes into pit road.
Yeah. It's
And-
not. I'm saving right now, Grant, so it's fine, but if he causes a caution because I hit him, you guys
Yeah.
know why.
He is lagging pretty bad. But if it's
I'm
not,
trying to stay away from him. Like, I'm trying to do the opposite of what the lag's doing. So, like, if the lag's going
Right.
up, I go down, but...
right.
Keith is at
Nitro,
56%. Keith is pitting this time.
Oh, no, that's the 08. Okay.
Keith Allen is going down pit road this
Are
time.
these leaders saving enough?
Yeah,
As is William
that's
Moore.
That's a great question. Are they saving enough? We might have to come back to that. But it looks like it might have some savers as
Here
this
comes
race
Keith.
progresses, because the 11 came in with the 89 last time, and now is not coming in with him at all. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. As Keith is the only one down pit road at the moment.
Other than William, because he
Yeah.
just came
I
out.
haven't pushed my car all
Yeah,
race. I've
Chase
been
is
saving.
wrecking bad.
Keeping an eye on a lot of this stuff. So the 8 and the 13 right here battling for position. One of these people,
And
one
you
of
got
these guys
Maggio
might
not too far behind him.
be coming down pit road.
Let's see if Casey Joe gets by.
Casey Joe and Drake here. The Keith Ayers is just coming out pit road as these guys are coming out of turn 2. Will he be able to stay in front of the 11? Because if he can, it might help him, and he can't.
No, he will not.
He will not. But he's got fresh tires, so don't count anything out yet. If he can get into a rhythm here and get those tires heated up.
We need a lap update.
Yeah, lap
13 to
counter,
go.
please.
13 to go.
13. So Keith
So
is good
I
to
think-
go for sure. These guys still have to come down pit road one last time. And he's going to
Keith.
possibly go by him.
Oh,
As the
Casey
08
Joe
and
gave
the
a shot.
11 Yeah, he gave him a shot going down in there. Just different breaking points meeting each other's demise at that point.
Chase is
It's
spinning this time.
really a matter of fact he hit him again. It's just a matter of fact of those two
Ooh, Casey Joe taps the wall.
not knowing where each other's breaking points is because they haven't raced each other all race until this point. As Keith's gonna slide it right in front of him. As we get
Ooh, huge dive
down.
by Keith.
Oh, and he's gone again. Yeah, Keith's gone on my screen again.
Did he disconnect this time?
No, I don't. I think it's just an issue with the.
So Keith's on pit road, but
All right, we're gonna try this again. Yeah.
oh, is he?
Yeah, he's having
Yes.
internet. He's gonna have an internet problems. I don't think he lagged out. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna try and go back in.
He didn't lag out, but he is lagging.
Yeah, we're gonna try and
So
go back
one
in.
more time.
Because he's gonna have a good shot at getting second. Possibly taking some points away from Drake. So.
Actually, leaders are at 9 to go. My bad.
9 to go. Okay, we'll get back in really quick. We'll just
So
stick it
this
out.
is the
If he
one.
if he disconnects, then nothing we can do.
So yeah, no, Keith is still on track for him. It's another our side thing, I think.
Yeah, it's probably just the lobby. I'm in the stream. And
It's whenever he lags, he
Lose him.
gets kicked out. Because
Okay.
he did lag there.
Okay, interesting. Good to know. Because he drove it in, I was like, wow, that really stuck.
Yeah, see, I said I was the same way. I was like, wow, that okay.
Oh, Chase just wrecked me with his lag.
Okay.
Is that caution?
No.
I just told Keith to tell him to do the same thing too. They're both gonna do a
KJ down pit road.
after this.
Drake to the lead.
Wow.
God,
So
that
Drake,
sucks.
so KJ giving up the lead. Obviously, he's not in line for any spot going into the playoffs at the moment.
So KJ's. But Keith's in second, I believe, right now, right?
The 08
He's actually still, well, he's not a lap down, but he is almost a lap down as he goes by the 99. We might have some development here as he's gonna get by KJ, who was in the
6 to go,
lead.
tires
So
are low.
if everything cycles out, Keith Ayers might have a win on his plate. But
And he hasn't won this season.
KJ is closing in
Absolutely.
fast on new tires. How many laps to go?
I believe we're at 5.
There's 5 to go now off the line.
5 to go. And the 11, I believe, is saving immensely. As the 98's going to be able to go by him.
I don't know how their tires are, but mine are at 29. So
The 98 is not first, correct? It's the 11 still.
it's
When
08.
I went to pit, it was the 08.
Oh,
08's
Casey
in lead.
Joe. Oh, it's Casey Joe. Okay. So Casey Joe. Let's get a visual on him.
And
So the 08, who has won before this year, I believe, this season,
Yes.
is now in the lead once again, finding himself in a prime position as
Keith
he
has
is
lost the lead to the 99.
as he is the cutoff man going into the chase right now. He could really use this. This is something that he really needs to continue his shot at possibly winning a championship, getting
Drake's
some more
in.
playoff points. And Drake down pit road
Yeah.
with how many
That
laps
means
to
2
go?
to go.
2 to go.
It's 2.
Not nitro.
3 to
I'll let
go.
you know.
Three
Three to
to
I
go.
was close.
There you go. I mean, it's cutting it really
Actually
close.
kissed the wall.
If Casey Joe has to come in here, it's gonna be Keith, maybe KJ or Keith Ayers' race to lose. Is Maggio on the lead lap?
Probably.
I do not know.
Because if so, he is second at the moment, and he's on his tail, running him down.
I believe
Drake
Maggio
merged
is on the
actually
lead
a
lap.
bit early.
It's it's kind of it's really tough to keep it down there. I struggled with that as well.
Yeah, this
Last
is
night is
tough to keep it on the bottom.
the 08 gonna go really high in 3 and 4, and I cut it back down. Maybe get a good run here. Let's see what happens. The 98, as we have 1 to go, the final lap. This is the battle for the lead. Maggio or Casey Joe. Who is gonna be able to get it done?
Maggio been looking for a win.
Yeah, he's been looking for a win. He's been looking to beat the 11 and the 08. I believe he's blown a tire. A tire is down on the 08 machine, and that means the 98 will come off of turn 4
There's a spin.
and win at New Hampshire. The 98 Maggio Magic has got it done in New Hampshire.
Is that confirmed?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
Maggio won.
Maggio did win.
Casey Joe
Maggio first, Track second, Casey Joe third, KJ fourth, and Nat fifth.
And at 5th, so Keith Ayers lost a couple positions there.
So Maggio's got his first win. Ever.
Casey Joe's out of fuel.
I think Drake got by him. I think he got him before the line.
So
I made a
Madge-
mistake. I tried for a one stop, and it still got me in 11th, but I was saving all race.
So did the caution come out on the final lap?
No caution came out.
No caution.
No, I did not.
Just finished normally.
I was close.
So no cautions in this race at all. Maggio is your winner. And a pretty strategic race. You know, we talked about it earlier in the
We
show.
talked about it earlier in the show.
Yeah, I mean, it came into play there, and it's going to come into play in the next race that we see tonight. But let's get the top 3 in here. Who's the
Yeah,
top
we're gonna have a 10-minute break
Let's see,
so you guys can do interviews and.
Maggio.
Fastest lap goes to Casey Joe.
So the top 3 was Maggio, Turf. It was you, right? In second.
No, I was dead last because I got wrecked.
Oh, wait, who was in second then?
It was US Track
Oh, it was
Fastest lap with the
Goose.
KJ.
and then KJ.
Okay, so it was Casey Joe. Here, I'll just say it in the chat because I don't want to figure it out.
So we have Casey Joe, Maggio, and who's in second?
Check 1 second. I'll be back.
So our top 3 officially is Maggio,
Cool. I will get back to view here so we get visual. Yeah. Okay, sitting here with me is Maggio Magic. Maggio, you put on a great show tonight. You played your cards correctly. How'd you do it? How'd you do it? Please tell us how you did it.
Lots of patience, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I was on a 1 slider because I was able to save the most tires, and it wasn't very fun being that slow. I have to tell you, but
Yeah.
I just had to try to be as patient as possible and just save tires, I didn't. You don't really have to worry too much about fuel, or I didn't on the first one at least. But then when I came out of the pits, I was able to save a lap longer than Drake and Casey Joe, so I was able to pit 1 lap later than them. But since they pit a lap before me, they got out to a big lead when I came out. They were like 2.5 seconds ahead. So I was a little bit worried that they might be able to save and still be pretty far ahead of me. So I started just trying to catch them as quick as possible. And once I got down to about, I think it was about half second, I looked at how much tires I had, and I was like, I really don't think that they're going to be able to make it based on the trend that they had the first run. So I just backed it down again. And it was just really frustrating to try to figure out like the line between saving enough and not letting them win. Because like I wasn't sure if they could make it or not, so the whole time I was just hoping they couldn't make it. So I was trying to, and then at the very end I realized I had saved enough, and I just tried to catch Casey Joe as quick as possible, and he was definitely saving hard because I caught him like half a second a lap at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these cars are meant to go fast. It's not fun when you have to save, but it also can get you to victory lane, and that's fun, right? It's fun when
that is fun.
It's fun when you get a win. You get some playoff points going in to the chase. It's going to pay off. It's going to pay off, and it's going to be nice. So I congratulate you, and hopefully you can. Maybe you can repeat at Gateway later, about 10 minutes.
We'll see.
And remember, with this win, Maggio, you are our 130th career different winner in the league. So this will automatically qualify you into the WRL Hall of Fame at the end of the season. You are immediately on the ballot.
Well,
Congratulations.
he was already on the ballot from his first win.
Yeah, I had a truck win at Vegas.
Oh,
that one was definitely, that one was more fun than this one. Even if I win, I hate these kind of races. I just want to go fast. I don't want to have to worry about saving tires or any of that stuff.
I'm
I
with
just
you,
want to be
brother.
faster than the other guys.
I'm definitely with you there. Love going fast. I don't like going slow on a oval that I'm supposed to run 27 seconds around. So
not only that, you got Ford's first and only win so far this season in the Xfinity roster. How does that feel?
Being that I am the only Ford driver, that makes sense.
Yeah. But great win, great showing. You really were the class of the field at the end of it. You stayed up front, made sure you had enough fuel and tire to make it. Congratulations. We'll hopefully see you in a little bit.
Yeah, hope to talk to you guys in about 45 minutes again.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Good job, and go celebrate with the team.
Thanks, guys.
Moving on to
don't celebrate too hard, though.
Yeah, that's true. Moving
I
on
can celebrate
to
for about 3 minutes.
second place.
Master Strategist, Goose.
Yeah, U.S. Truck Enterprise. Goose, tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us how you did it. Tell us how you got that second place finish. We didn't see you up front a ton, but you still got it done.
Saving. I had 12%. I saved a little bit too much, but then I hit Casey Joe, who blew a tire out of 4. Yeah. So I was a little behind. But hey, that was a good race. I really like races where there's no cautions, and you know, all week you work out these scenarios. Yeah, that's me. I'm working on it all week. Working on the scenarios, what's going to happen. If this happens, what am I going to do? And I always build a car to go the distance with no cautions, and then if there's a caution, then I have like a plan B, which usually sucks.
Absolutely. I mean, can't all be good, right?
No, can't all be Maggios and Drakes.
but yeah, you pulled it out in the end. You got some really good points. It'll really help you going into the playoffs. You got a good spot so far. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again in about 45 minutes, just like Maggio. And good luck at Gateway. It's definitely going to be about the same thing as you experienced. So you got some good background to go off of. But thank you, and good luck at Gateway. Appreciate it.
Yep, take care. Thanks for what you guys
hey,
doing.
Goose, quick question.
Yeah.
How much of a pain was it getting all that stuff into the hotel?
Oh my god.
Oh my
The
goodness,
maintenance
yes.
guy.
Actually, yes.
I gave the maintenance guy $15. He didn't know I was going to, but he helped me carry it up and stuff. it's a trip. And then I had some of the guys and girls come over, and they're like, "Oh, I want one," and I'm like, "Yeah, not for that price." But anyway, you know, yeah, it's just that's just me. You know, normal people don't do that kind of junk.
Right. No,
I was
you're
gonna say there's another
super
story
dedicated.
for Jade to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Super
right,
dedicated.
so-
You love to see it. So thank you very much, and good luck at Gateway.
Yeah, take care.
All right.
All
then we're
right.
moving on to Casey
Closing-
Joe. Casey, you had
is not
a
here.
pretty good. Wait, he's not here. Oh, he's not here. Well, I mean, if he doesn't want to interview, he doesn't want to interview. That's okay. Might see him in 45 minutes. If he doesn't want to, it's okay.
All right, we'll do closing remarks then.
So, well, hang on. So, Nitro and Turf, both of these questions go to both of y'all. You know, so Nitro, with you being on, you know, with the Truck Series and now this race tonight here at New Hampshire, you know, what was the difference between the vehicles, and was it about the same? How did the race play out? You know, that kind of stuff.
I believe Nitro is outside.
Yup. Okay. So, buddy,
We're taking breaks.
how
We're
was your
taking
race?
breaks.
I felt like the right rear wore a lot more with the Xfinity car than the truck. I don't feel like it wore that much in the truck. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, it did not. It was like,
yeah.
I expected it to be different. Or expected it to be the same. I didn't not expect it to be different. But it was.
I know
it's
in
interesting
the
to see
next race, Gateway, it definitely did wear more
that. Yes.
in the truck, but I don't know. I expect it to be another tire saving, but I don't know how many laps or I should actually go probably test this out.
Let's see.
Really
I think
quickly.
for us it was like what, 2.5 laps, dash, that we're having to save.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I believe it was like 2 laps or something that you had to save. You just had to save tire. At that point, and fuel wasn't really an issue, because we were able to just split it in half. But the tires were something that a lot of people had to keep their eye on. People were blowing tires at the end at the end of the runs because they would run it too hard and they wouldn't save right. But I mean, as we've seen, it could be the polar opposite. You know, these cars could, for sure, not have to worry about right rear wear as much as a truck would. They're a little bit heavier than a truck because they have more stuff on them. But maybe that bogs down the right front. You know, maybe it wears the right front more. You got to brake. These cars go faster. You got to brake a little heavier, and the right rear won't have to roll as far as the right rear in a truck would. So maybe it plays a different factor as well. Something we have to look out for.
Indeed. So with that being, it's time to sign off here. Thank you all much for watching the Busch race here at New Hampshire. Come back join us for a little bit for more action here as we're going to Gateway in St. Louis, Missouri. So for Weston, keep going worldwide.